Good evening. It's my pleasure to welcome you here tonight to the first ever Ewing Observer Council Candidates Forum. My name is Joe Omansky, and I'm Managing Editor for Community News Service, the publishers of the Ewing Observer. On behalf of the staff of the Ewing Observer and of Community News Service, I want to thank the Ewing Board of Education and the staff at Fisher Middle School for giving us the opportunity to host tonight's forum at this fine auditorium. You may not realize that the Ewing Observer has entered its 10th year of publication in 2012. We are grateful for this. Thank you. Yeah, we're grateful for the support that we receive and that we've always received from the Ewing community, and it's an honor for the Ewing Observer to be able to host tonight's forum. We have 2 incumbents and 5 challengers vying for 3 seats on council. We're calling tonight's event a forum designed to give each candidate a chance to speak to the Ewing community on a variety of topics to make the case for why they should be elected to Township Council. In a couple minutes, I'm going to introduce Dickon Hyatt. He's the community editor of the Ewing Observer, a role he's had for the past 6 years, and Dickon's going to serve as moderator for tonight's event. But first, I want to explain to you the format for tonight's forum. Our moderator, Dickon, will be posing questions, a series of questions to the candidates. The questions will be for all 7 candidates, and all 7 will be given a chance to take their turn at the podium responding to all the questions. Once all the candidates have answered the first question, we will move on to the second question. Once we've all had a chance to answer the second question, we'll go on to the third question, and so on. Each candidate will have up to 2 minutes to respond to each question. We do have a timekeeper, actually a couple of them, who will be helping us to stay on schedule. Some of the questions that will be asked tonight incorporate suggestions we had solicited from the public through the Ewing Observer, and we are grateful for your thoughtful input. The final content and composition of the questions are the work of Dickon Hyatt and the Ewing Observer staff. Before I turn things over, finally, I want to say a last few things. First, I must ask that everyone, including the candidates, please turn off your phones. I will give everyone a moment to check and make sure that your phone definitely will not ring. I'm going to check mine too. I'm good. Also, I must ask that everyone in the audience please show equal respect to all the candidates up on the stage tonight. Please don't interrupt any of the candidates when they're speaking, and please don't cheer or clap during or after any of the candidates' speeches so that everyone has the same opportunity to speak and be heard. Thanks so much for coming, and enjoy the evening. And here's Dickon to take you the rest of the way.
Thank you, Joe. I'm Dickon Hyatt, community editor of the Ewing Observer. Thank you all for coming. Thanks also to community news staff members Thomas Fritz and Luke Elliott, who are keeping time tonight, and Rob Anthes and Lexi Yearley, who are also assisting us this evening. Tonight's forum will feature 3 Republicans, 3 Democrats, and an independent, all contending for 3 seats on the 5-seat Ewing Township Council. Now, please give a warm welcome to the candidates as they join me on the stage. They're coming. The 3 Republicans are Ed Lester, Ron Prykanowski, and George Steward. The 3 Democrats are incumbent Kevin Baxter, Jennifer Keys-Maloney, and David Schroth. The independent candidate is Les Samil. Before we begin asking questions, I'd like to tell you a little bit about each candidate. Independent candidate Les Samil, you may be seated if you like. Independent candidate Les Samil is a current member of Ewing Township Council, serving his 3rd term. He's a graduate of Rowan University and earned graduate degrees at the College of New Jersey and Rider University. In his career, he has worked for TCNJ, the State Department of Civil Service, and the Department of Treasury. He retired as an Assistant Commissioner of the Department of Personnel. His community service includes serving as president and member of the Ewing Township Board of Education. He's a lifelong member of the NAACP and former president of the Trenton branch, in addition to numerous other community groups and charities. He's married with 3 children and 4 grandchildren. He lives in the Lanning-Teresa section of Ewing. Thank you, Mr. Samil, for joining us this evening. Now, onto the Democratic slate. Jennifer Keys-Maloney is a 20-year Ewing resident. She's a lawyer practicing in the field of education policy and is a lobbyist at the state capitol for the New Jersey Principal and Supervisors Association. She previously worked as a fiscal compliance manager for the city of Philadelphia and a grants administrator for the College of New Jersey. She's a graduate of TCNJ, where she majored in public administration and history, and she has a law degree from Rutgers. She has been politically active, working on campaigns with state and local Democratic parties. Her community work includes being the chair of the Ewing Township Redevelopment Agency and a member of the Ewing Lions. Ms. Keys-Maloney lives in Glendale with her husband. Thank you, Ms. Keys-Maloney, for being here tonight. Kevin Baxter, a Democrat, is a Ewing Township councilman in his first term and has served 1 year. The 37-year Ewing resident is a retired state corrections officer. He serves on the Township Recreation Advisory Board and is a member of the Green Team, which supports environmental initiatives. He is also a member of Kingdom Church. He lives in Sherbrooke neighborhood with his wife. Thank you, Mr. Baxter. David Schroth is a lifelong area resident. He's an attorney licensed to practice law in New Jersey and also admitted to the federal bars of the United States District of New Jersey, the United States Court of Appeals for the Third Circuit, and the United States Supreme Court. He has his own law office on Parkway Avenue in Ewing Township. He currently serves on the Ewing Township Redevelopment Agency and sits on the board of the Trenton Museum Historical Society and is an active member of the Mercer County Bar Association and the American Association for Justice, along with several other legal organizations. Mr. Schroth lives in the Village on the Green. Thank you, Mr. Schroth, for being here tonight. Next up is the Republican slate. Ed Lester is a Ewing native who works for the Department of Corrections. He joined the Marines at 17 and served for 4 years. He then worked at the Princeton Borough Sewer Operating Committee for 4 years. In 2009, Mr. Lester was called back into the Marines and served in Iraq on a general's personal security detachment. His community work includes serving on the board of Ewing football and baseball and as a Republican Party committeeman for District 14. Mr. Lester lives on Terrence Boulevard. He is married and has a 7-year-old son. Thank you, Mr. Lester, for being here tonight. Ron Prykanowski is a retired purchasing agent. He holds a bachelor's in management from Rutgers University and is a co-adjunct faculty member at Rutgers. His community work includes serving as vice chair of the Ewing Economic Development Advisory Committee, as past president of the Governmental Purchasing Association, the Mercer County League of Municipalities, and the Hightstown East Windsor Chamber of Commerce. He was also a councilman for the borough of Hightstown between 1975 and 1986. He has served as an administrative officer for the Ewing Township Planning Board and was a field assessor for the Ewing Township Tax Assessor's Office. Mr. Prykanowski has 3 children and 4 grandchildren and lives in the Harrop Manor section of Ewing. Thank you for being here tonight, Mr. Prykanowski. George Steward is a Ewing native and graduate of Ewing High School. He has worked in private industry for over 39 years and currently works at Capital Health Regional Medical Center. His community work includes leadership positions with multiple Ewing Township civic organizations. He is currently the treasurer of the Knights of Columbus Ewing Council 3756. Mr. Steward is a Republican Party committee person in Ewing's 18th District, vice president of the Ewing Township Republican Club, and an executive board member of the Mercer County Republican Committee. Steward is married and has 2 daughters and lives in Wynwood Manor. Thank you, Mr. Steward, for being here tonight. Please give another round of applause to our candidates. Now that I've introduced all of our candidates, we will begin the question and answer session. As a reminder, I will be asking the candidates a series of questions. The candidates will have 2 minutes per question to make their responses. I'd like to once again remind the candidates to remain silent during this portion of the event out of respect for the candidates. They've also asked that you do not throw any rotten vegetables at them. The candidates have drawn lots to determine who will take the mic first, and that will be Mr. Lester.